Welcome everyone to another episode of Reese's Roundup. I am your host, the Lightning Kid himself. What is this? And today we gotta get it going. Enough horsing around because we have a lot to cover. One and two, I have to pee. So let's get this over with. Baseball is back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm actually excited for this season. I know baseball is long, and some people say it's boring, others say it's not even a sport, but you know what? I'm looking forward to this season. Why? Because the Mets they have the most potential to do great things, and I'm hoping they do, because I am sick and tired of not seeing them in the playoffs. So let's break it down, see who's going to come out in each division. Starting with the National League East. We got the Mets, we got the Marlins, we got the Phillies, we got the Braves, and we got the Nationals. Now, obviously, I'm going to say who's going to win this division is going to be none other than... You know what? I actually think the Phillies have a chance to win the division. I know the Braves won it last season, but I think the way they were playing, I feel like they're just going to be one and done. I think that was just all hype, all hoopla. I mean, they got a good team, don't get me wrong, but I think that was their one moment to shine, and they did it, and now they're done. The Phillies have a great team on paper. They got Harper, they got Hoskins, they got good pitching. I mean, they're kind of stacked all over the place. So we'll see how it works out. But don't sleep on my Mets, people. They got great pitching. They got young hitting, or they got young players. They got good hitting. I mean, the bullpen is finally improved. So I really feel like the Mets can do the most damage this season. I'm hoping and I'm praying. So let's see how it works out. But I gotta give it to the Phillies. But don't sleep on the Mets. And next, we got the NL Central. In it, we got the Reds, Brewers, Cubs, Cardinals, and Pirates. Now, I was gonna pick between the Cardinals and Pirates for whatever reason, because they always seem to, before they always managed to make it to the playoffs. They were the two teams to always fight it out for a playoff spot back in the day. But now I'm gonna give it to Milwaukee. I mean, the Brewers are just they're gonna be the most slept on team this season, and they were last season. Very underrated. They were, not too far. They had a chance to go to the World Series. They just missed that opportunity, and I think they have a lot of talent to do the same amount of damage this season, maybe better. Next, you got the NL West. I don't know. What is this? What am I doing? What are these hand gestures? In it, you got the Rockies, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Giants. Now, I'm gonna give it to the Dodgers only because they always manage to just sneak in every year and they're like, the Dodgers are like the LeBron James Cavaliers. They always end up making it very far, but they just can't win it all in the end. Maybe like the Toronto Raptors. Let me make that comparison, because the Raptors always make it to the playoffs. They just never make it past like the second round. I know the Dodgers have gone to the World Series a couple of times already, but I don't know. I don't think they'll do well enough this season to go back to the World Series. Also in the NL West, you have the Rockies. I don't think you should sleep on the Rockies either. I think they have the potential to win that division as well. Next, you got the AL East. In it, you got the Blue Jays, the Rays, the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. To be honest, I forgot the Orioles were even a team in this division and in baseball in general. But no, I'm gonna give it to the Red Sox. Obviously, they got, one of the best teams of all time, had just won the World Series. You can't go against them. So the Red Sox are obviously going to take this division, but don't sleep on the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees always have the potential to just go very far, and I don't know what happens. They just somehow just miss the opportunity. So I think the Yankees can do it, but will they? We'll see. In the AL Central, you got the Royals, the Indians, the Twins, the Tigers, and the White Sox. This division is trash if you look at it on paper, but I'm going to give it to the Indians. The Indians have, they've been on the come up for the last couple of seasons, so I mean, who else am I going to give it to? The White Sox? Wait, hold on. Last but not least, you got the AL West. In it, you got the Mariners, the Rangers, the A's, the Astros, and the Angels. Obviously, I'm going to give it to the Astros. They're a really tough team. I don't know why anybody would go against the Astros. They got great hitting, great pitching, great fielding, a good bullpen. So anybody that goes against them, especially in this division, you cuckoo. But let me know what you guys think about this. Who do you guys see winning the division this season? I know it's very early. We got 150 plus games left to play. So let me know what you guys think. And let's get into the NFL news for this weekly recap. So obviously the big news in the weekly in the NFL, Rob Gronkowski retired. Now, does this come as a surprise to anybody? Kinda, but not really at the same time. I mean, he's just been riddled with injuries. The guy hasn't played a full season since 2011. And his rookie season was in 2010. So if you're just riddled with injuries, I mean, you're obviously going to have a short career. Also, he also thought about retiring last season. I don't know what factored into him coming back, but he was just saying that he was quoted as tired of getting hit. And I understand, you know, a lot of teams have been targeting Rob Gronkowski. They always go for the legs. I mean, that's the reason why he's been getting hurt so many seasons, is because he just takes so much beatings. So I can see why he's definitely thought about it multiple times. Will he make a comeback again this season? He says no. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but you know, we'll have to see when the time comes. Now, here's the big question. Is he a Hall of Famer? Some of you might say no, some of you might say yes. But let me read off these statistics and then we'll conjure up a decision. Now, he's a 5-time Pro Bowler. I know the Pro Bowls mean nothing in this league anymore, but that's just something to look at. He's also won 3 Super Bowls. I know Super Bowls are a team sport, but that's also something to look at. He's also gotten first team All-Pro 4 times. Now that's something to consider. He's also 8th all-time in playoff receptions, 9th in yards, and tied for 2nd in touchdowns in the playoffs. Those are some pretty big numbers for a guy that's been to the playoffs every year for 9 seasons. For only 9 seasons. Man. But last season, he had a career low in receptions and yards. So that also probably factored into him wanting to retire. Having a career low in those numbers. But at the same time, he's also number 1 among all tight ends since 2010 in touchdowns, forced missed tackles, explosive plays, first downs, and yards after catch. Does this consider him Hall of Fame worthy? Yes, I absolutely think so. The guy has been considered the best tight end in the league since he's been in the league. There's no question about he's a Hall of Famer. Will he be first ballot? That's up for debate, but definitely Hall of Fame numbers without a doubt. Even though his season was short-lived, he put up enough numbers and did enough for his career for him to be cemented into the Hall of Fame. Let me know what you guys think about that, though. And not last but not least, but next up on the retirement list is Jordy Nelson. He finished his career with 613 receptions, over 8,000 yards, and 72 touchdowns in a 10-year career. He's 3rd in Packers history in receptions, 5th in Packers history in yards, and 2nd in Packers history in touchdowns. Hall of Famer? I don't think so, but he will definitely go down as one of the best Packers players of all time, without a doubt. Last but not least, in my weekly recap, you got Jordan Howard surprisingly being traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Great move for the Eagles, because all they did was give up a 6th round, potentially 5th round pick in next year's draft for him. Now, why did Jordan Howard get traded despite being a fantastic running back. I mean, this is a guy that had 2 1,000-yard seasons and was on the come up of another 1,000-yard season last year, or this past season. But the Bears got a new head coach. Obviously, Najee, or whatever his name is, however you pronounce it. They got a new head coach last season, or this past season, and he just really didn't fit their offensive scheme. They didn't really use him properly. But despite that, he was still close to having another 1,000-yard season. I don't know. I don't see why they needed to. I mean, I don't know who's going to replace him. I think they said they signed Mike Davis or whatever his name is, but over Jordan Howard, you're not going to replace Jordan Howard like that. That's a great running back. And especially going to a great team or not a great team, but a desperate team in the Eagles. The Eagles were 28th in rushing last season, so they need all hands on deck. Obviously, Jay Ajayi was injured. And LeGarrette Blount was sent off to another team, and Darren Sproles is about 500 years old and 5'5", so he can't do the things that people expect him to do. But signing Jordan Howard is a great move. I think they should go after a running back in the draft to complement Howard whenever he comes out for certain plays. But other than that, I mean, I think this was obviously a good move for the Eagles. They'll definitely step up. They should have kept Nick Foles, but that's a different topic for a different day. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about everything I talked about in the weekly recap, and let me know what you guys want to see for the next video. I'm out. Peace.